It all started from a single self-tape that my speech and drama teacher had asked me to do, and she sent it on, and a few days later I got a call back, and it was like that for another 2 weeks, and I did maybe 6 or 7 callbacks on Zoom, and the last 2 were in real life with Kenneth Branagh, and that was my first time meeting him, and I think I made a good impression on him, and meeting him, a complete legend, was a dream come true. I did, yes. A lot of it was from the film, and I'm pretty sure the one script that we used for the entirety of the audition process was the scene between Buddy and Pa at Pop's wake, where they're talking about, yeah, he helped me a lot too. And Kenneth Branagh was very clever with choosing that scene, as he wanted the actor who was auditioning to show a lot of emotion in that scene. It's a very emotional scene for Buddy, as his grandpa has just passed away and him and his father are talking about him. Whenever I first sent through the self-tape, I've been a big movie fan since I was like 3 years old when I watched the Avengers movies, and those really just sparked that little flame in the back of my brain that would stay there and stay lit until Belfast. And yeah, I've just loved movies for a really, really long time, and I'd always sort of thought about acting in them, and now my dreams have come true, and I'm working with a bunch of household names and absolute legends. Oh, definitely. Yeah, I knew that Kenneth Branagh had directed Thor, and he used a lot of, what did he call them? He called them Dutch angles, and he used a lot of them in Thor, and he taught me about them on the set of Belfast, and we used them in a lot of the scenes too. And there's actually the scene after Paz went into the horse betting shop and Buddy's reading a Thor comic, and that's a very nice little Easter egg that Kenneth Branagh put in. Well, when the car pulled up and I went outside and Ken told us about the set, it was like they'd picked up a street from that time and just plopped it down on this private airfield that we were filming on, and it felt like you'd hopped in a time travel machine and travelled back in time to 1969. You felt like you were there, like everything was on point, the rocks, the bricks, the little scratches on the doors, and yeah, Jim Clegg did an amazing job with the set design. Well, we had a tutor on set, and after I finished filming a scene, I went into the tutoring van, and it was basically what all my classmates were learning, as my teacher had got in contact with my tutor, and I wasn't really not learning what my classmates were learning, and I'm still top of the class. Probably meeting with all of these amazing actors and legends and becoming best friends with them and seeing them every week or so is probably what I love the most, just because I just love talking to people like yourself, and I love conversations and talking and telling people about Belfast and about myself, and it just gives me that warm tingle on my back. Well, I remember during the early audition process, he sat me down and he told me a bunch of stories from his childhood and sort of what sort of character he was like. And I gotta say, me and Buddy can relate a lot. We're both massive football fans, although the teams that we support can beg to differ. I'm Liverpool and he's Tottenham, so that's that. And we're both massive movie fans as well. And I just love talking with Ken there, and I'm pretty sure someone had to come in and make sure that we were actually doing something because of the time it took. We talked for about 45 minutes, and I loved every single second of it. Definitely, yeah. I loved playing football with the rest of the cast, and Jimmy's not too bad actually. He's quite all right. Yeah, he's all right. Not better than me though. I'm much better than him, but he's all right. Ken was very good, I have to say. As soon as he got the ball on his foot, he was juggling, doing around the world, and it surprised me how good he was at football. But I was obviously better. I was the top #1 player. Well, Jimmy Dornan is really lovely. Although I do take the hand out of him quite a bit, it's how people from Belfast, Northern Ireland, show their love to each other, because we know not to take it too seriously, and that we both really just love each other, and he's one of my best friends. Oh, Caitriona, wow. She was probably one of the most funnest people on set, and no matter if it was just, she was like a beacon of happiness. And as soon as she walked in the room, everyone was smiling. And Caitriona is probably the loveliest woman you'll ever meet. Well, Judi Dench. So my first impressions of her, so she was quite a character, I have to say. She walked into the rehearsal hall with a tiger face mask on, and she sat down at the opposite end, and she just loved talking. I loved having those conversations with her. And one of the things I love about Judi Dench, and I'll always remember, is I was pretty sure it was the bus scene, actually, after Buddy and Granny have watched the Christmas play. And Buddy and Granny are on the bus, and they were changing a lens, I'm pretty sure, with the camera. And I was watching Judi Dench learn her lines, and she just muttered to herself, like sentence by sentence and then paragraph, and I was just fascinated by it in a whole. I was just staring at her, and I was just like in awe at how good she was at learning lines and practicing her accent. And I've done that for the rest of Belfast, and it really helped me learn my lines. Oh yeah, and then I'm pretty sure on that day she gave me an otter face mask, like the same brand, and I'm pretty sure I wore that for a couple of the days, but then I was getting too many weird looks. But once they found out that Judi Dench was the person who gave it to me, they were looking one. But yeah, Judi Dench is, she's a character, but I love her so much. Oh my gosh, Kieran is so nice, and he's really, really humble, and he is never talking that much. He's quite quiet, but once you become really good friends with him, me and Kieran have this bond, and we're best friends at this point. Every time we see each other, it's always some sort of weird hand thing, or us going, and yeah. Kieran Hines, meeting him, I'm very glad I met him, and I'll never forget him. Yeah, all of my family was there. My mum, dad, my sister, my brother, and my nanny, and they were all crying by the end of it. Even my brother, he loved the film, and he wanted to meet all of the other actors, and yeah, he's 5, so and he's quite smart for his age too. But seeing the entire city of Belfast, in shock of how good the film was that tad bit of reassurance that we all needed, that Belfast itself had spoken and said that it was a pretty good film. And that was a very emotional night, and I'm pretty sure we nearly started a flood with all of those tears. No, I'm definitely going to try to go down this route. It's probably the most fun thing I've done in my entire life. And I really hope I go on and meet all of these lovely people. And who knows, I might even work with some of my co-stars again in the future. And I can't wait till that day comes. I love binge watching shows and watching movies with my family on a Friday night. And me and all my friends go to a local football club. And I'm pretty sure we're doing good in the league right now. I haven't been in a few weeks. But yeah, football is just another one of those big things that distracts you from reality, so you can sort of get into the game. And I do music as well, actually. I play the clarinet, and I'm going on good with that. And I find it pretty fun making all of these songs with my best friend. I do, yes. I play for my local team, Tandragee Rovers. I'm sort of a defensive midfielder. I'm the ball player I get passed to, and then I boot it up the field for the strikers to go in and score.